Let's be real, we all face problems every single day. They can be small annoyances or huge hurdles. And while problems are pretty much a constant in life, how we solve them, well, that's a whole other story. Our methods have evolved, creating this incredible toolkit for the human mind, and today, we're going to unpack that story of progress. Okay, let's dive right in. You know, it really all starts with your mindset. I love this quote from Theodore Rubin because he just hits the nail on the head. Problems aren't the actual issue. The real problem is thinking we should have a life without them. The second you reframe problems not as these annoying roadblocks, but as the actual raw material for progress, well, everything changes. That little mental flip is the key that unlocks this entire toolkit. And this right here, this is our blueprint. This is the toolkit we're talking about, refined over a century of innovation, with each method being its own specialized tool. So now let's unpack this whole evolution, starting right from the beginning, one tool at a time. So where do we start? Well, we've got to go back to the foundations. Before we could build all these complex problem-solving systems, we first had to learn how to just see problems clearly. This was the first and, honestly, the most crucial leap forward. It moved us away from just guessing and into genuine analysis. The big shift here is going from just reacting to a problem to truly analyzing it. These foundational tools, they force you to pause, to diagnose what's really going on under the surface before you even think about jumping to a solution. This is where problem solving really becomes a discipline. So, take the Pareto principle. You've probably heard of it as the 80-20 rule. This was a revolutionary idea because it gave us a mathematical way to prioritize our efforts. It basically says that for a lot of things in life, about 80% of your problems are coming from just 20% of the causes. It's an incredibly powerful way to focus your limited time and energy on what actually matters. And this chart just makes it so clear, doesn't it? If you can just identify that critical 20% of causes, what they call the vital few, you can knock out 80% of the bad stuff. It is the ultimate strategy for working smarter, not harder, and it really laid the groundwork for making decisions based on data, not just gut feelings. Then you've got something like a SWOT analysis. Now, this is a bit different. Instead of digging for a single root cause, it helps you map out the entire strategic landscape. You look inward at your strengths and weaknesses, and then you look outward at the opportunities and threats. It's a fantastic first step for any new project, giving you that 360-degree view before you make a move. Okay, so once we figured out how to analyze problems, what was the next stage in the story? Well, the next huge innovation was building repeatable systems to solve them, not just once, but efficiently and consistently, time and time again. This is where problem solving really went from being a kind of craft to a full-blown industry. I mean, think of the shift from a local workshop to a massive assembly line. A lot of these frameworks were born out of the post-war manufacturing boom, and they created these structured, repeatable processes that totally transformed entire industries by focusing on quality and continuous improvement. The PDCA cycle is a classic example. Plan, do, check, act. It's such a simple, elegant loop designed for continuous improvement. You make a plan, you try it out, you check the results to see if it actually worked, and then you act on what you learned to start the cycle all over again, getting just a little bit better each and every time. And then, for something a bit more rigorous, there's DMAIC. This is the engine behind Six Sigma. You've probably heard of Six Sigma. It's this super disciplined, data-heavy method for getting rid of defects and getting as close to perfection as you can. DMAIC is its 5-step process: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. This is all about using hard data to achieve quality with, surgical precision. And that brings us to the modern era. The world got faster, way more connected, and infinitely more complex. So our tools, they had to evolve again to keep up. And this time, the focus was on speed, collaboration, and agility above everything else. Seriously, the digital revolution changed the whole game. Problems are now interconnected across the globe. Markets can shift overnight, and your team might be spread across 5 different time zones. So our toolkit adapted again. We started developing methods that could harness the brainpower of a whole team and deliver results at the crazy speed business moves at today. This slide really captures that evolution perfectly. On one side, you have root cause analysis. It's a deep, often slow investigation into things that already happened. On the other side, you have the lightning decision jam, which is all about getting a team aligned and moving forward in under an hour. It's a huge shift from that methodical, deep analysis to swift, forward-looking action. Because let's face it, sometimes speed is the solution. And that need for speed is just perfectly captured by the OODA loop, Observe, orient, decide, and act. This was actually developed by a military strategist, which makes total sense when you think about it. It's built for these dynamic, competitive situations. The whole goal is to cycle through this loop faster than your competition, so you can adapt and grab opportunities before anyone else even sees them coming. So we've seen this toolkit evolve from simple analysis to these complex systems and now to these super agile frameworks. But what really matters now is knowing which tool to pull out of the box and when. Think of this chart as your practical guide, your cheat sheet. Feeling totally overwhelmed and don't know where to start? Try a Pareto analysis to find your focus. Dealing with the same annoying issue over and over? A root cause analysis can help you find a permanent fix. Starting a brand new project? Map it all out with a SWOT analysis. Stuck in a meeting that's going nowhere? A lightning decision jam can get you unstuck and moving. Just pick the right tool for the job. And remember, the goal isn't to become a certified grandmaster in every single one of these frameworks. That's not the point. The real power is just knowing the landscape, knowing which specific time-tested tool to reach for when you're staring down a specific type of problem. You know, this whole journey of innovation is far from over. From just learning to see clearly, to building massive systems, to mastering speed, our toolkit just keeps expanding. And it really makes you wonder, right? What are the new challenges on the horizon? You know, things like navigating artificial intelligence or fostering real global collaboration that are going to force us to invent the next generation of problem-solving tools. What's that next tool even going to look like?